No. All right, Thursday morning, and I've got the day off, so it's decorating time now. My goal for today, see if I meet it, is to, what was that? Anyway, my goal for today is to get all my channels, every channel that I have, the lights on and ready to be plugged in. 17 channels done. 8 channels done. I've got to do 4 channels on each pillar. I've got to wrap white down at the bottom, and that'll be done. On the wreath, I got to do 4 channels. That'll be done. And then I got 3 channels on the peak, 3 channels on the eave, and what else? I mean, I don't have a whole lot more to do. I mean, for wrapping lights. I've been spending the last few nights, I'm working late every night, just programming. I'm trying to get at least one song completely programmed, with the DMX exception, per night. And then once I get the other disco ball in, I'll just go through and do all my DMX programming all at once. So, got my work cut out for me today, but let's go ahead and get it done. It's a sad day for me. It's finally conked out on me for good. The little clip in there is broken. I probably need new batteries because my voltage, this button's getting really hard to press and it's not reading up. So you've been a good pal to me, but we're gonna have to put you to rest and replace you with a new one. Off to the store. Let's go get another one. Alright, the new one out of the package is identical. I don't really see any changes whatsoever in the design. You know, you got something good, why change it? But same weight. This little compartment here had about 10 replacement bulbs. Came with it. Obviously comes with the batteries, which are right back here. And you can tell that this one is nice and strong. And then, most importantly, the quick fix trigger is not broken on the brand new one, obviously. So I'll have to figure out how long it was since I had to, since I bought this one, how many years it lasted, but it's definitely worth the investment. Alright, well, I've laid these out and tested them, got them all working. And one of the reasons I laid them out is, number one, easier to test. Number two, to see the length. I needed 4 groups of 4 that were the equal length, and there's one that was actually a little bit longer by about 4 or 5 feet. So I'm not going to use that one in these groups, but I have my 3 sets of 4 for my pillars, so now it's time to wrap those. The length of these pillars from there to the bottom here is 89 inches. Divided by 4 is 22.25 inches. So what I've done is I've measured my 22.25 inches. I'm having a hard time seeing this. I don't know if you guys can. But there's a mark right there. Just a little black dot. 22.25 inches. 22.25 inches on each pillar. Now I'm going to try to. I mention this every year, but you want to be smart when it comes to which way your lights go. Now in this case, I believe my box is going to be over here that all these lights are going to plug into. So these 2 pillars, I don't want my extension cords coming down and around, so they're going to be going up and tucked behind here and then coming back down to plug into the box, which is either going to be mounted up there or down here somewhere. So my male ends of my lights that are wrapping this pole are going to be on the top side going up on this one and this one. And then depending on whether the box is going to be low or going to be up high, which I'm about to do a check, my male ends will either be at the bottom if the box is going to be down here, or at the top if it's going to be going up. So you just want to pay attention to which way your lights are going when you start putting them on. 22.25 inches is a fairly decent size. Hopefully one strand will cover this pole thick enough. If it doesn't, then we'll have to double up, but we'll find that out here in just a minute. Alright, it's been a while since my last update, but I got all the pillars wrapped. Now I'm working on the eave. If you followed my videos in the past, you can tell that I tend to hang lights a little differently around the eaves, but this year I have 3 channels on the eave, one white, one red, one green. So what I decided to do is take a red strand and tuck it up in the soffit closest to the house, a green strand tucked in the soffit closest to the eave, and then a white strand tucked into the little metal flashing here. My shingles are glued down. They're not very not loose at all. I have before shoved the Christmas lights in between the metal piece there and the shingles, but I can't. I'm not going to do that this year. So this I do plan on covering with some white snow. The whole section up here in the front of the house. So going around the lights like that, the lights around the piece of wood here is you're not gonna really see it. But all this is obviously white, right? So the white lights will reflect off the white. I'm hoping that I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that the green will kind of light up this whole area green, and the same thing with the red. So it'll look pretty cool in theory, I'm hoping anyway. So I started in the center of this. Right in the middle here, that's where all my male plugs are, and I'm going this way and that way for power. So this is one strand. We'll do this section, and then one strand will probably finish that. One strand goes to there, and then there's a section over the garage which is difficult to see from here, which might need 2 strands, but at least it'll be 3 plugged in end to end from this end. So just working our way. It's taking a little bit of time, but it's getting there. Okay, at the end here, one of my pet peeves when I'm going around looking at lights, and it's just my own personal opinion, is people that bring their lights to the eave or to the end, let's say here, and then they run it down and continue here. It drives me crazy, especially when you spend the time and you got nice new lights, a nice house. That extra bit of lights that go from across here just ruins it, in my opinion. So don't be one of those people. I'm going to finish these off all the way to the eave when I actually get on the roof and start doing the peak work. I'll get a black plastic bag or something to hide the lights. I'll ball them up all in there, tuck them up underneath the eave so they can't be seen, and then run an extension cord from there to here to start again. It drives me absolutely insane to see people that just come right straight down here. And you have this lit. I mean, even if you're going to do that, grab some, trash bag, cut it up, and wrap it around the light so you can't see it. It might look a little tacky during the day, but at least you won't see them at night. That's my 2 cents. So, but I'm going to go. I'm going to just make a couple little extension cords for this side and the other side, and they're just going to be tucked around here, nice and neat. But again, that's another project for another day. Gotta finish putting this up. And also, if you are going to go end to end with some lights, you know that the front or the male end of all the lights have a leader. Some of them are 3 inches, some of them are 6, 8 inches, whatever. Tie that extra excess up, and don't just leave a big spot on your eave or anywhere that has no lights. Just lose that footage and make it look nice. For some reason I see that a lot too. Anyway. Okay, I've gone back and forth a few times on what I'm going to do for the arches, and this is what I've landed on. I've got 8. I've actually already put in screws. Got 8 coming up on this side and 8 on this side over here on the back side of these arches. And I'm planning on just having let me see if I can set this up here. Plan on just having the Christmas lights hang down. I have no idea if I'm in the frame or anything, but hang down from those hooks down, straight down. Kind of like JSkls, but they're in each individual. It's going to be one channel. So basically what I'm doing here is I've got some strands of 50 that I wasn't going to use anyway. So try to work with what I got. taking the female end. Let's see. Let me just lower this just a little bit more here. All right, got my female end, and I'm basically just taking the first bulb, measuring, in this case, 28 inches, which is right there, and I'm bending it in half and coming back up 28 inches. All right, so I'm basically just folding it in half, and now I'm taking a little zip tie and zip tying it here. And I'm also, just to keep it kind of bundled nice and tight together as much as possible, I'm going to zip tie the bottom. Now when I do, I'm just pre-making these, so when I go up there and hook, I'm just going to hook the hook right here, alright, where my finger is there, and they're going to dangle. Now I'm thinking, because they don't necessarily always dangle straight, alright, hang straight. If they don't fall out, I'm actually thinking about tying a ornament or something to the bottom of these just to weigh down a little bit, but we'll determine that later. Once I get back up on the ladder to hang them, I'll show you what I'm doing up there. Alright, so remember, we're in the back side of the house up underneath the eaves, so anything back here you're not going to see. All you see is going to be what's hanging down here. So we just came up. I already have this LED strip here, so I'm just zip tying it randomly to keep it up and out. All my male ends are heading this way because my box is going to be down there. So I've got 7 more to do on that side, and then the archway. This will be my arch for the season. And I believe that I'm going to put something on these to weight them down, so I'll have to get some, because they're all 28 inches, so the bottom should curve as well, and with them kind of bunching up like this, and I don't know if they will fall out, I want to add just a little bit of weight. It'll bring them a little bit lower, and you know, probably look pretty cool too. Alright, well, that's them. Like I said, I think I'm going to tie something to them to weigh them down a little bit so they fall all the way down. And, you know, oh, look at it, just fell off. Tied it up real nice and neat. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me for decorating anyway tonight. I'm going to run over to Tom's house, drop him off some stuff, pick up some stuff from him, show you what he's got going on. Hopefully he has something going on. But I can't help but feel like I'm putting together a puzzle upside down. And what I mean by that is nothing is plugged in. I've tested the lights, I put them up, and that's all I know. And I do this every year, but I feel like you take a jigsaw puzzle, flip it up so you can't see any of the picture, and then try to put it together that way. It's kind of how I'm feeling like I'm doing. I'm just hoping that everything works out. When I flip that puzzle up, when I turn everything on, when I plug everything in, it's got to work. But chances are it won't. Anyway, let's go and see what Tom's doing. Hey, Tom. I like the blinkies. What size is this?
16.
16-foot wreath. Shut up.
Dog.
All right, well, didn't really have the ability to show you much at Tom's. He's still working on some projects that you'll probably see coming soon, because Tom does like to, you know, add content to the channel from here and there, but kind of want to make sure that they're working before we start telling you how to do it. You know what I mean? His show is supposed to come on right the weekend after Thanksgiving as well. So once his lights are up and the shows are running, then we can kind of dive into some of the projects and what he did and the details of it, and be able to show you and record everything that we need to do all at once for those videos to come. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're getting close to 2,500 subscribers. Might not be much, but it's exciting to me. So make sure you keep sharing, and I appreciate it. Next video will probably come on Sunday, and it's my next full day off. I must say that I've run out of lights. I've run out of enough lights to do what I had set out to do today. So not every channel has lights up yet, but I still have to run to the store and get that done. That'll be done by Sunday. So anyway, stay tuned. More videos coming.